Hello everyone, this hour on Verbling. The next in my Hot Topics series, we're going to work on a study on belief. We're going to look at a study that talked about why people believe what they believe. We'll find out if that can affect the way you think about belief. In the first hour, part one, we're going to work more on listening and vocabulary. And in the second hour, we're going to extend that to a full conversation. So that means an hour of speaking practice about belief, faith, religion, atheism, destiny, those kind of things. So that's a little bit about the class. Here's a bit about me. I'm John Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, hanging out in Lisbon, Portugal to bring you this class. By the way, here are 3 quick rules to help you participate. Don't forget to turn off, tune in, and open up. That means when you're not speaking, turn off your microphone so that we can keep the classroom nice and quiet. When you are speaking, tune in to the new words you're learning. Use them as actively as you can so that I can correct you and give you feedback. Finally, open up to your classmates. Relax and have fun. We're all here to learn, and this is a safe and respectful place to practice your English. I am going to download our PDF for the class and share it with you. You can open it in the class material, but I'm also going to open it as a presentation in just a second. It always takes a second to open these things, so it's downloading right now, I think. Yeah, here we go. So the moment I get that open, we're going to get started. Okay, while hello, can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, good, good. So looks like Daniel and Sylvia, right? So give me just a second. I'm going to open our presentation right now. I got it to download. And there you go. You should be able to see that on the screen. So I guess it's Friday and everyone's asleep today, right, Daniel? Where is everyone?
I don't know. Maybe having breakfast.
Is that it? They're having breakfast? Ah,
Yes.
all right.
I don't know.
Sylvia, what do you think this picture means or refers to? What do you think that graphic is trying to tell us?
Silva is in troubles because she can't hear us.
She can't hear?
Yes.
Did she say something? I didn't see a message. I can't hear. Is it my PC? Huh. Are you having any trouble hearing, Daniel?
No, no. I can hear. I can hear you.
Hmm.
Very well. It's her problem.
Uh-oh.
Her physical problem.
Okay, I can see the messages now. Hmm. Sylvia, are you there?
Hi, yes. Okay,
Ah, okay.
now it's fine.
90% of all problems can be solved by turning it on and off or leaving and coming back.
Restart.
Restart.
Yes.
Sylvia, what do you think that graphic is supposed to mean?
I think it's a couple. There is black, so maybe some problems within them.
There is black. Is that what you said?
Yeah, there is like a black cloud, and
Like a
so
black cloud.
maybe there is some problem within this couple. I don't know.
Maybe. Daniel, do you see a black cloud? Or do you see more than just a black cloud?
Yeah, I see colorful clouds.
What about that white
Blue
thing?
light flight.
A what?
Thunderstorm.
Thunderstorm is the general term for the whole thing that's happening.
Yes.
And the flash of
Okay.
electricity, what is that called?
No?
Lamp?
Light something.
Yuki, do you know? What do we call the electricity in a thunderstorm? Oh, Yuki's not speaking. Going once, going twice. Oh, give up. Oh, there he is. Hello, Yuki. Are you working?
Hello.
There you go. There you go. So,
Electricity in thunderstorm.
yeah, what do we call that? That white thing in the picture coming out of the cloud.
Thunder, no?
No,
Lightning.
Lightning. Good, good. Lightning. So, Daniel and Sylvia, one part of lightning, one little piece of lightning, we can't really get pieces of lightning, but if we could cut it up into pieces, we would call them bolts of lightning. B-O-L-T, bolt of lightning. So in the picture, there's a bolt of lightning.
Good,
And
like the corridor. Runner.
Like the Usain Bolt. What's his name? Usain? And like the dog in the cartoon that can run very fast. I think it's a Pixar cartoon. Bolt. Little dog that bolts around. Anyone see that? Just me? So the question that I took from the New York Times article is, does everything happen for a reason? So now that we have identified that Yuki says the couple are being struck by lightning, what do you think this graphic is meant to make us think about?
I think I read to the today's article a little beforehand, so I know maybe lightning. It's some kind of disaster led them to marry.
Really?
Yes. So how to say? Good and evil is bundle.
Good and evil are what? I didn't hear the last word.
Good and bad luck next door.
Next door to what? To me? To you?
In Japan, there is such a saying: good and ill luck next door, neighbors, closely
next door neighbors.
Yes.
Got it. Now I understand. Next door neighbors.
Good and evil are closely interwoven.
Closely interwoven.
Yes.
Closely interwoven. Okay. Do you have an expression like that in Italian or Spanish? Good and bad are next door neighbors.
No.
No. Do you understand it?
I think in Russian there is the same saying.
We have a saying in English too. We can say good and bad walk hand in hand, like this in the chat window. Walk hand in hand.
It's the same in Italian.
Oh yeah?
Hand in hand.
Andare, mano. What's hand?
Mano.
Say again?
Camminare, mano per la mano.
You said camminare, not andare. That's Portuguese. I'm thinking in Portuguese. Camminare, mano per mano?
Per la mano.
Per la mano. I never understand why there's so many articles in Italian. There's ills and las and les. It's so confusing. Okay, per la mano. Well, this is going to set the tone for what we're going to do. So I wanted you to keep that idea in mind. Good and evil, good and bad, walking hand in hand, or being next door neighbors. Maybe they get married. Maybe that's why they're together. Maybe they didn't know each other. Oh, I understand, Yuki. I know what you're saying. Now I understand what you're saying. You're saying that they didn't know each other. Then there was the thunderstorm. She jumps into his arms and they get married.
Yes.
That's what you're getting at.
Mhm.
I got it. Okay. We need to see a before and after picture. That's the problem. The graphic doesn't quite give us all the information we need. Okay. So the hot topic is belief, because there was a study about belief that we're going to read about. Maybe I'll even have a chance to Google for the original study, but I was rushing to put this together. So I have the article, but I don't know if I can find everything I need. But we'll at least read the article. We're going to do a little warm-up. We're going to work with some synonyms. We're going to do some listening. That will take care of our vocabulary. Then we're going to use the vocabulary in the second part to have a discussion. So part 1. And there's your article from the New York Times if you want to read the original or go to it. So we're going to start here. Complete this table with your partners. I want you each to think of events in the news or history and mark a positive or negative result for each. Then I want you to think of an alternative. In other words, add a result in the alternative column if the event had not happened. In other words, what would have happened if that event did not occur or had not occurred? So, for example, my example will be 9/11. Was there something positive? Well, let's start with the negative. That's easier. 3,000 people died. That's a pretty big negative, of course. There was invasion of Iraq. And
Afghanistan.
and everything, yeah. Afghanistan, Libya, Somalia. Somalia was happening even before. Invasion of, I'm going to say, ME for Middle East. And it's kind of like this perpetual war that just never ends. Was there anything positive about it? Well, it's hard to think of positive. What's that?
I
I
can
mean-
find positive things from this.
Well, one thing
Incident.
that changed in American culture was a kind of bonding. I wasn't in America after 9/11, but I know from everyone who was there that there was a big change in the culture, and everyone felt more united. You know, there was a big patriotic movement that we're Americans, they can't do this to us, and of course they're right to say that, but we could criticize some of that because we can say, oh, it was just too much patriotism, and then as a result there was an invasion. But maybe one positive thing is that people felt more a sense of community, and you often hear about selfless acts, firefighters going up into the towers knowing that they weren't going to come down, and a lot of them lost their lives. So maybe something about the bonding aspect made it a positive thing.
And I could also add maybe it made Americans more aware of the importance of crisis management.
Absolutely. But MNGMT, management. Maybe they wouldn't build buildings so vulnerable ever again. Maybe,
A little.
yeah, maybe the communication between the services, the police, the fire department, all of that slowed down the response. There was major problems in communication. So sure, absolutely, they had to rethink things because this had never happened before. Not since 1812 had a foreign power actually done something on American soil. Because remember, World War II, America entered the war because they attacked our colony. Hawaii was not part of America at the time. Later it was, but it was a colony, and we didn't like the fact that they're attacking our colonies. But an actual domestic attack had not happened since 1812. They burned down the White House in 1812. So, an alternative, what would happen? What would be the result if that hadn't happened? Well, I can tell you one result that comes to my mind. I think things would be, there'd be a lot more hidden things. There would be no Edward Snowden, for example. I mean, all those things that came out to the surface, whether we like them or not, they did come out to the surface. Bush was extremely egregious, in your face about everything. You're with us or you're against us. In a way, if that hadn't happened, everything would have been a little more secret.
Teacher was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Shadow.
Hi, Shadow.
Hello, how are you guys? I just came and teacher gone.
You pushed out our teacher. You came up after.
Maybe he's scared of me.
It's your fault. I don't know. I'm just joking. We'll wait when our teacher coming back. How's it going, Shadow? Everything okay?
Yeah, everything
With you?
okay. Yeah.
Are you studying hard?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I have exams next week. But
Exams next week.
Yes.
Oh, it's a very challenging time for you. Yeah? There are many
Yeah.
things you have to do. Yeah, now.
Yeah, and I also study English, so
Oh.
because of that, it's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah. You are very diligent student. Yeah?
Oh, thank you. You ask me or you just compliment?
No, I say seriously. I think great.
Welcome back, teacher.
Welcome back, teacher.
Hello.
Are you okay?
Hi.
Are you safe?
I'm fine. It's Chrome that's the problem, not me.
Does sound struck you? No?
No, not yet.
No?
Soon, probably.
Okay.
Not yet. Let's get back here. Okay. So that's an example from me. I think that if it hadn't happened, things might be sort of more hidden. So here's a question for the group. Do you think that there was some greater good that came out of it? There was a bit of something positive. Do you think it happened for a reason? Or do you think it was a totally random event? Of course, we know that America involves itself in politics everywhere. But I'm saying beyond that, do you think it was destiny? You build these super tall skyscrapers and something is bound to happen. Just out of curiosity. Well,
I think if there were no terrorist attack
mhm.
in New York, there were no deaths of Ben Laden.
No what?
Ben Laden.
Bend a bend.
Ben Laden.
Bin
Leader of
Laden.
Bin
Got it.
Laden.
terrorists. Bin
It's
Laden.
because-
Yeah. Sorry. Bin Laden shouldn't be killed.
Got it. Bin Laden would still be around.
No deaths of Bin Laden.
So could we say that it might have been destiny? That 9/11 had to have happened for us to get mobilized to take care of terrorists? Do you think it was destiny?
Might be. Yeah.
In other words, it almost had to happen for us to take care of a serious threat. That is certainly an argument that you hear people and governments make. I mean, I've heard arguments like that. I'd like to hear an example or two from you. It doesn't have to be something so dramatic as this. Daniel, I would like you to give me an event either in the news today or an event in history, and let's see if we can compare one or two others. So I'm saying 9/11. Maybe it was almost destiny. Some people would argue that it had to have happened for us to even get involved and take care of a serious threat. Maybe it had, maybe it didn't. But give me one example. Think of something in the news or an historical event.
This, the sink of the Titanic.
Titanic. Okay, that's a really good example, actually. That's a good example. Okay, give me one positive and one negative. Well, we know the positive. We all got to meet Leonardo DiCaprio and what's her name? And
Kate.
And Kate Winslet. Yes, that's the positive.
I was very upset for Leonardo. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Negative.
Then again, if Leonardo is so stupid that he can't climb out of the water and just lie next to Kate Winslet, I mean, there's no reason for him to freeze to death in the water. He's just being a moron. It's just get out of the freezing water. What are you lying in the water for? Anyway, so.
Okay, negative. People died.
Of course.
I can't remember how many.
A lot.
A lot. Okay.
Positive?
Positive. We getting better our ships.
Okay, so we
Get
improved.
better. Improve. Yes.
Improved. I'm gonna say
boat engineering.
good. Yeah, I'm gonna say vessels to be more general. I could say boats, but I'm gonna say vessels. So engineering of vessels, sea vessels. That's true. That's absolutely true. That the design had to improve. What would have happened if the Titanic had not sunk? What do you think might have happened?
Maybe we could build worse vessels.
We could not build war vessels.
No safety on the vessel.
On what vessel? Any vessel?
Worse safety, maybe.
No safety standard.
Yes.
Is that what you mean? Standards?
Yes,
Standard.
in general. Safety in general for.
Okay, safety standards, like Yuki said. Yeah, okay. Because I thought you were saying war, that's why I didn't understand you. Look, here's another idea, just as another option. Maybe plane travel, air travel, would have been pushed back. In other words, of course there were planes, but maybe plane travel would have been slowed down because people would have been more, boats proved to be unsafe. Part of the reason is because it takes so long to get across the ocean and it's dangerous. So flying, maybe that was one of the things that propelled flying into a more mainstream activity. Because by the 1940s, I mean the war of course as well, but
people would have continued to travel in a large gorgeous passenger ship.
Maybe
if there was no Titanic.
Perhaps. Or we could talk about the Hindenburg. Remember the Hindenburg,
Yes.
the Zeppelin that exploded. Imagine if that hadn't exploded. maybe we would be taking zeppelins everywhere, which is a much more environmentally. Okay, we might not use helium. Well, not helium. What did they use? Hydrogen. I think they used hydrogen. Well, isn't it? I can't remember. No, maybe not. Maybe it was helium. Anyway,
After that, people are aware of the dangers of using hydrogen
exactly.
as a fuel.
Yeah. Was it hydrogen or was it helium? I don't even remember now. But the point is, people became aware of it.
But it is interesting. But now, many many
Automobile?
automobile companies plan to release new car that moves with hydrogen engine, hydrogen fuel.
Well, they've been promising us for a long time, at least. Hasn't happened yet. They keep saying they're going to do it, but we'll see. It would really be
Toyota
bad.
announced that they are planning to release a hydrogen car next year already.
Ford?
Yes. No, Toyota, I mean.
Toyota. Okay, well, I'm not going to hold my breath, but it would be nice. Just make sure you're not smoking when you go to fill up your car with hydrogen. Make sure you extinguish your cigarette before you do it. Very important.
The advantage of hydrogen car is continuously of distance. You can run 700 kilometers with one
tank, we say.
one tank.
700 kilometers instead of
Yes.
what? Instead of 100. Is that it?
Yes. 7 times more, maybe.
7
than
times more.
gasoline engine.
And what comes out of the tailpipe is water. So the byproduct is water instead of carbon, which is a pretty good thing. We could always use more water.
It is said that no damage to environment.
They'll find
Although hydrogen have to be made by in the factory with using oil, so it is difficult to say that there is no damage to environment at all.
Yeah,
No.
well, at least it sounds good when you sell the car.
Yes. Image is good, but
This is a hydrogen car. It's safe for the environment. So, what do you think, Shadow? Do you think it was destiny that the Titanic had to sink for us to enjoy a movie with Kate Winslet and also to have better safety standards? Do you think it was destiny?
I watched the movie, but I think it's the captain mistake.
Do you think it was destiny that the Titanic sank? Do you think it happened for a reason? In other words, did it take that tragedy for us to learn how to be safe? Or do you think it was just random?
Maybe I don't know, really. Maybe it's the destiny. Maybe
Human
it's not.
arrogance.
Human
Arrogance
arrogance.
from the captain.
Now that's interesting. So if it's arrogance, that means that we really had to learn a lesson, didn't we? Daniel.
Yes?
If it's arrogance, that means we had to learn a lesson. We had to learn a lesson. You're almost saying that it happened for a reason.
Maybe the human pride, a kind of pride.
Yeah, teacher, everything happens for a reason.
That's what I'm talking about. Does it? Does it really?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. What reason? What reason?
The captain was to go in faster than he should.
The captain was going faster than he should. Okay.
Yes.
So,
And
was the reason this happened because the captain was going faster than he should? Or was the reason that this happened because we, as human beings, cannot understand things until there's a tragedy?
yes, better.
What do you think? What do you think?
The second one.
We don't learn, unless someone gets hurt, we don't learn our lesson. What do you think? Here, let me give you one more example here. So we talked about events, 9/11, the Titanic. What about climate change? Based on these last two events, if it's destiny that we have to only learn through tragedy, what do you think is going to happen with climate change? Do we have to wait until the climate is so bad that we basically don't have a place to live anymore before we learn?
No, we can't
Why not?
wait until. I mean, I think the climate change by reasons. I mean, the human
Human beings.
caused this. Yeah. People, I mean, the world caused this climate change because the Amazon and other things. So we can save our life by decreasing the activity and the gas and everything, such as bad things.
We can, you say?
We can, yes.
I think so too. I think everyone thinks so. But the question is,
We are
Like-
talking about the positive and negative thing of climate change now.
but
The
I think
positive.
negative thing is just a series of disastrous.
But even more than that is the idea of destiny. Do you think it's our destiny to die out? Can we learn our lesson, or do we need a major tragedy? Well, there's already been major tragedies, hasn't there, related to climate change? Now that I think about it, pretty much Katrina was an example, don't you think?
Yes.
Talking about tragedies. Katrina was maybe the first wake-up call because it happened in the West. And then
typhoon?
Yeah, and then the one in 2008, what was the one in 2000 and
Tsunami, I think, also.
the tsunami? When was that? 2008.
2008.
Four?
Maybe,
Ah,
no,
2004.
not 4.
It's a
Five.
hurricane.
5, I think.
Yes.
It was in 2005. Yes.
The one that struck like what, Indonesia, Thailand, wasn't it?
Yes. Tsunami.
Right.
Yes, that one.
That was like 200,000 people died, if I remember right. It's been a
Maybe.
while. So, typhoons, hurricanes, we're seeing ones with greater force. So, here we've got this idea that maybe, I think it's an interesting idea. I don't know if I think it's true, but I think it's an interesting idea. We don't seem to
Teacher.
learn. We don't seem to learn until there's a tragedy.
Teacher, why people say the female names like Katrina and for that climate change? You understand?
No
I mean,
idea.
there is. I think
No idea.
I hear something, but I forgot it. There is something like why is Katrina and you know a lot of names, right? I think all of them is female names or
Yeah, I have no idea.
Katrina. Yeah.
You have to
I
ask
think
the
there
weather
is a
people.
reason. Yeah, there is a reason, but I forgot that.
I don't know, because maybe it's nicer to think about, Katrina sounds friendly. I don't know. Well, let's do this. We're gonna do a little listening, but to prepare you for the listening about this study, I want to see if you can expand your vocabulary a little bit. So I've given you a tough word on the left and a word from the article on the right. Now the words from the article are not exactly the same words, but they're on the same level. So lower level words on the right, tough words on the left, and what you've got to do is see if you can match them up. So take a second, read through the list to yourself, okay? And then I'm going to go around and see if we can guess the words without any context, and we're going to get it right through a process of elimination. So you might not know all the words, but eventually we'll figure it out just from trying to eliminate the other possibilities, okay? So take a minute, read through it on your own, and then I'd like to go around and give you all a chance to match up one or two of these. While you're doing that, I'm going to open this on my computer as well because I don't have a copy of this one. And let's just say a quick hello to, I didn't see your name, Yassine. Hello, Yassine. How are you? Yassine, you were here before, and I think your microphone wasn't working. Is it working today, Yassine? I don't hear you, Yassine. Okay, Yassine, remember you can always send a message in the text window if you have any problems, in the chat window. Okay, did everyone read through the list so far?
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, Yuki, why don't you take the first one for us?
Pious.
Which one do you think matches best with pious? Pious.
Pious. I'm sorry. Pious
That's
is
it, yeah.
Religious, so super religious.
Super religious. Not just religious, but super religious. All right. And Daniel, what do you think? Secular.
Priced.
Say again?
Priced. A priced man.
But I don't see that in the choices on the right side. I have believe, awareness, by design, freak accident, super religious, not so super religious, appealing to someone, happening coincidentally.
Believe. No.
Secular and belief? Are you sure?
No.
It's
The
Anthony.
opposite of the
So, Daniel, what do you think?
one.
I don't know.
I can try.
Wait a second. We're gonna let him think about it. So, Khalid, why don't you take
I
surmise?
think super religious,
But that's for
think-
pious, though. We've already used it.
but I think secular is super religious.
Ah. Okay. Well, keep thinking, Daniel. Keep thinking. Khalid, what about surmise? What do you think is the best fit for surmise?
Try. Just wait.
Oh, don't cheat. No cheating. Use your memory. Make an educated guess. Because we're gonna eliminate the ones that are not good at the end. So don't worry if you get it right. But what do you think it means?
Surmise.
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 Is it a noun, a
Belief,
verb, an
belief.
adjective? You say believe.
Believe.
Okay.
Okay. Believe.
Spelling that wrong. Okay, good. Shadow, what do you think about devise? What would your guess be? Devise.
Devise.
Remember, I don't expect you to actually know the words. You're going to make an educated guess. Educated guess means you have a general idea. You're thinking, what is that noise? What is that noise? Oh, that's Yassine. Yassine, you're back.
Hello.
Hello, Yassine. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Very good. So Yassine, we're working through some tough words that we're going to find in the listing in just a moment. So we're doing that on screen. I'm just going to ask Yassine to turn off your microphone when you're not speaking, because I'm hearing a lot of talk in the background. Okay? And when you're ready to speak, you can turn it back on. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to mute you for just a second. You could turn it on in just a second. Shadow, what do you think about devise?
By design.
By design. Very interesting. All right. So far, so good. And Sophia, fluke. Maybe that's the toughest one of all. Fluke.
I think freak accident.
Freak accident. Okay. And Yuki, oh, we did Yuki, I'm sorry. We're going to go to Yassine. Unison. I don't know if you know that word. Unison. Which word do you think best matches with unison in the list above?
Um,
Do you know that word?
no.
Uh-oh. Well, you know it's not super religious, you know it's not believe, you know it's not by design, and you know it's not freak accident. So we can eliminate some of those words. At least I think we can. So we're going to cross out believe, we're going to cross out super religious, we're going to cross out by design, accident. That leaves you with awareness, not so super religious, appealing to someone, and happening accidentally. Want to make a guess, or do you want to think about it a little bit?
The last happening.
Yeah, that's it. Happening coincidentally. Happening say that for me. Happening coincidentally.
Coincidentally.
Very good. That's it. Very good. That's it. I'll put that on the screen. Happening coincidentally. Whoops. Spelled wrong. There we go. All right. And I think we're back to Yuki for cognizance.
Cognizance.
What do you think?
Within my cognizance. So awareness. Awareness maybe.
Awareness. All right. We'll check these in just a moment. And I think it was back to Daniel for implore.
Appealing to someone.
Appealing to someone.
Appealing.
Okay.
Yes.
To
And
someone.
secular, not so super religious.
Not so super religious. Okay. So the opposite of what? The opposite of?
Opposite of sub-religion.
Exactly. Opposite of pious, right? Exactly.
Yes, pious, yeah.
That's it. Okay, good. Oh, why can't I spell anything right? Religious. Oh, I got too many L's in there. I think we got it. Pious, religious. Secular, not religious. Surmise. Surmise is a verb. I would surmise, in other words, what I choose to believe or what I guess. Devise. Devise a plan. So design a plan. Fluke. Absolutely freak accident. Something you're not expecting. Unison. To happen at the same time, which is the same as coincidentally. Cognizance is a noun. Or you can also say I wasn't cognizant of the problem. I wasn't aware of the problem. Implore. I implore you to put down your weapons. I'm appealing to you to do something. So that's pretty good. These were not very easy words. Everyone, give yourself a round of applause. Round of applause, everyone.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, very good, very good. Now we're gonna see some of these words in context. If not the same words, very similar ones. So for this activity, you're going to use your ears. Of course, you can cheat by going to the reading if you really want, but I don't want you to cheat. These are not special words. These are just random words that have been taken out to force you to pay attention. And then afterwards, we're going to talk about the gist of this as well. Okay? So, as you're doing that, give me just 1 second because I need to open this on my computer as well. Just 1 second here while I open the text. 1 moment. Oh, I opened the wrong one. Hold on a second. Sorry, I have to open this on my browser as well as the PDF because I can't read and see you at the same time. So just a second. Amuse yourselves while I'm opening this. tell each other jokes, do some juggling, whatever you've got to do. Go see a movie and come back. Learn another language, whatever you got to do. Okay, I got it now. Got it open. So here we go. Listen carefully. You can take notes maybe just on a piece of paper, whatever you want, and then we'll share it with the group. Let's see, where does it start? It starts on where does belief come from? Here we go. Where does belief come from? One theory is that it reflects religious teachings. We think that events have meaning because we believe in a God that plans for us, sends us messages, rewards the good and punishes the bad. But research from Yale Mind and Development Lab, where we work, suggests that this can't be the whole story. In one series of studies recently published in the journal Cognition, we asked people to reflect on significant events from their own lives, such as graduations, the births of children, falling in love, the deaths of young ones, serious illnesses, etc. Unsurprisingly, the majority of religious believers said that they thought these events happened for a reason, and that they had been purposefully designed, presumably by God. But many atheists did not. But many atheists did so as well. And a majority of atheists in a related study also said they believed in fate, defined as the view that life events happen for a reason, and that there is an underlying order to life that determines how events turn out. One more. These atheists' responses weren't just the product of living in America's highly religious society. Research done at Queen's University in Belfast by psychologists Bethany Haywood and Jesse Bering found that British atheists were just as likely as American atheists to believe that their life events had underlying purposes, even though Britain is far less religious than America. And that is our listening. How many did you get out of 12? Did you get them all?
No.
No? How many did you get, Sylvia?
No, because my plan in the beginning wasn't right.
Ah,
So I took all the second half, but
Second
not
half.
the first.
not the first. All right. Well, let's see how many we can get from memory here. So let's go in the order that I see you. I see you as Daniel, then Khalid, and then Shadow, then Sylvia, then Yassine, and then Yuki, going from left to right. Daniel, give it a shot. Read the whole sentence if you can, and then fill in the missing word.
Okay. One theory is that it reflects religious people or something.
Okay, good. Religious people. But say the whole sentence. Keep reading to the end, to the... Well, I guess that is the
Religious
end, isn't it?
people. Yes.
Okay. We'll put a little question mark, because you sound like you're not 100% sure.
Yes.
All right? And Khalid, you're going to continue on to number 2. Read from we think to the end of number 2.
We think that events have meaning because we believe in God that plans for us, send us messages, reward the God, and punishes. I can't, sorry.
Oh, well, fill in a word.
Belief, maybe.
Say again?
Belief, maybe.
God punishes belief?
Even.
That doesn't make sense, though, in the context. Do you see what I'm saying?
Events.
God punishes events? Well, look at the sentence structure. Rewards the good and punishes...
Punishes the bad man, bad people, bad.
Bad? Just bad or bad people?
The bad.
The bad. It makes sense, because if we say the good, we would expect to hear the bad afterwards. So it makes sense. All right, and I think we're on to Shadow for number 3.
Okay. But research from the Mind Development
Good.
Lab.
Very good. Mind Development Lab. Okay, very good. There might be a missing word, but you got the 2 important words. So keep going, Shadow. Where?
Where we work suggests that this can't be the whole story.
Fantastic. Sylvia, unfortunately, you're going to have to go here, whether you have it or not.
Recently published in the journal
Okay, wait, go back. Don't forget about 4. In one?
in one studios.
Studious. Is that a noun or an adjective?
Serious.
Noun.
Studious is a noun? I am studious.
No, it's an adjective.
It's an adjective. Do you need an adjective or do you need a noun?
No, I need a noun.
So what's the noun form?
Studios.
Oh, that's an adjective. Help her out, class. What's the noun form of studious?
Studies.
No,
IES.
there's no S. Oh, you're trying to say the plural, studies.
Study.
It's studies. Yes.
Okay, but it can't be studies because it says in one.
I'm
Singular.
Study.
It
Study. One. Study.
Study is right. So Sylvia,
Study.
it's got to be
Study.
singular. Study. In one study. Okay, and who's after Sylvia? I lost my place. It's Yassine. After we're going to do, read all of 4 and 5 together for us, Yassine. In one study,
In one study, results published in the journal.
what's the name of the journal? Do you remember?
No,
No?
once.
If you're not sure, I can ask the class for help. You want some help?
Yes.
Class, what did you get for the name of the journal?
I think it's cognition.
Cognition. I think you're right. So that relates back to the word you said earlier, cognizance. It's another form of the word cognizance. Okay? Yassine, keep reading to the end of 5. So in one study recently published in the journal Cognition, keep going, Yassine. We
Recognition. We
Continue.
asked people to reflect on significant events from their own lives, such
From their own lives.
such as graduation, the birth of children, falling in love,
Falling in love. Falling.
falling in love, the death of loved ones, and serious illnesses.
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 Okay, good reading. Very good.
Mm.
And we're on to Yuki for number 6.
Unsurprised.
Yeah.
Unsurprisingly.
Unsurprisingly.
Yes, thank you, Daniel. Unsurprisingly, a majority of religious believers said they thought that these events happened for a reason and that they had been.
You know it?
I lost maybe.
Daniel, what's 7? Back to the beginning. What's 7?
Something like purpose or something.
Something with purpose, you're right. Something with...
Reason.
Say again?
Purpose. Reason. Maybe.
Purpose, reason. I'll tell you one thing. All of these words we've encountered before.
Design, maybe.
Yeah. Design or design?
Purpose design is strange.
Yeah,
Design.
we're missing something. We're missing the right form. We're missing the endings of the word.
Design.
Designed.
Mm.
What about purpose?
Adverb, maybe.
Exactly. What's the adverb?
Purposely.
Good. Purposely designed is actually the right
Purpose.
answer. That's it. Had been purposely designed, presumably by God. That's it. Okay. And Khalid, you're doing 8 for us, so keep reading. But many atheists.
Sorry.
Were on.
But many. Okay.
Good. Good.
But many ages did so as well, and majority of ages in a related study also said that they believe in fact defined as
Fate.
Fate
Fate is the same as destiny.
In fate, defined as the view that life event happen for a reason, and that there is underlying order.
Good. Good. How do you spell the first word? Under what?
Underline. Line.
Underline? L-I-N-E, like this?
Order. Yeah.
Okay.
Order.
We're almost there. There's something a little bit wrong with the first word, but we'll come back to it. Because before we run out of time, I want to make sure we get through all 12 of these, but we'll come back and correct it. Okay? And I think it is Shadow onto 10.
10?
Yeah. So we finish off with 9. I'm sorry, it's 9. Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
Okay. The atheist response were just product.
Products.
Products or product?
Just products or anything else? Are we missing any words?
I just heard this product.
Okay. Missing a word? Might be missing a word there. Not sure. Okay, and Sylvia?
I think it's singular, a product.
I'll keep the question mark there. Maybe you're right.
Living in America's religious society.
Ah, religious. Religious, one word, right?
Yes.
I think we're missing a word too. Uh-oh. I think we're missing a word before, actually. We'll come back to it in just a second, okay? After Sylvia is Yassine. We're back to Yassine for number 11. So read from the research, from that part. Research done.
Research done at King's University in Belfast by the
psychologists
Bethany Haywood and Jess Bing found that British others were
British atheists. Atheists
were
just what?
I can't understand.
Uh-oh. Let's see if we can get some help. Who got this one? Who got number 11?
Likely?
Unluckily.
I heard likely, and I heard unluckily. I've heard 2 answers now.
There's the third answer is as likely.
As likely. Okay. And our last one is, who's after Yassine? Yuki, our last one.
I think as likely as is
likely as, okay.
Grammatically.
Number 12?
American atheists to believe that their life event had underlying purposes, even though
Even though.
Britain is far less religious than America.
Okay, very good. I have to begin the next class, but since I'm already late, let me just give you the answers quickly. I'm going to tell you the answers now in this class, and I'll write them for you in the next class. The answers were, number 1, religious teachings. Number 2 was correct, the bad. Number 3 was mind and development. Number 4 was series of studies. Number 5 was cognition, so it's correct. Number 6 was unsurprisingly. So you got the ing there. Number 7 was purposefully designed. Purposefully, not purposely. We're missing the full. Number 8 was underlying order. Not underline, but underlying. Number 9 was the product of. Number 10 was highly religious. Number 11 was as likely as, so we got that one in the end. And number 12 was even though, so that's correct. All right, I'm going to be back in just a second, and we're going to have our discussion. We're going to read this very short article and discuss it for more than half the class. The reading will be quite quick. So come back in 30 seconds, and we'll continue the class. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Bye for now. See you next class.
Bye.